My name is Obi, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of The Cut. We're a mobile app modernizing the barbershop experience. Under 2 years, we've grown to over 100,000 users, and over 9,000 barbers are using our app to grow their business every day. As long as we still have hair on our head, the art of barbering isn't going anywhere. At The Cut, we're modernizing the men's style and grooming experience, making it easier to look and feel confident. We hope you guys share our vision today and help us cut the next generation.
No problem, I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. Fresh from the barbershop, fly from the beauty salon. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. I got a show where you can listen and view. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. Bringing barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute. My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop. One cut, two cut, three cut, four. Baby, nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy. Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
ScissorSalute! Salute!
Welcome to the ScissorSalute show. I actually didn't get to finish all the reposting that I was just doing, but I'm your host, Eli the Barber, co-host, special guest for the evening, Chink the Barber, and I'm joined by Yvette. What's your Blaze and Blush?
I forgot it.
Because I don't know if it's Blush and Blaze or Rush with the Blade or Brush and Fade. What is it?
Oh, you want me to change my IG?
Absolutely not. I like it.
It's whatever you say it is. Eli.
Oh, come on. Don't do me like that now.
This is all you right here. Thank you for joining us today.
The show is co-produced by the co-owner, New York and Queen, produced by the owner of ScissorSalute, Seth Rowe, and we are broadcasting live from Massapequa, New York via StrongIsland.tv, Paradise Studios, and LA's on the boards. First off, I'd like to ScissorSalute Stony Brook College. They had me attend Barbershop Talk. They handed me with this My Brother's Keeper Award, and it was great. I was joined by DJ the Barber and Styles, and it's funny when you go and you call everybody by their IG handle because I don't know their governments. But you can ask if you guys know DJ the Barber and Styles Unique. DJ's from King of Blades, Styles Unique's from All Star Barbershop. Basically in the same area, Middle Island, Farmerville, and I'm from Jedi Barbershop. I've done this with my third year doing it. First year, it was myself and Stony Brook College Barber Shack, probably about like 15, 20 people. The following year, I came there with Ivan the Barber 1 and Chauncey, good 30 people, but at the same time, we probably cut about 15 people, like 6
What
of
is
each.
it exactly?
It's a barbershop talk. It gives a chance for fraternities that attend the college to come down there and talk, being that it's Black History Month, to go down there and talk about certain topics. And there was so much people this year that they had to pick topics, and then they had mentors from the fraternities go and talk to their mentees, and they covered certain topics about how certain topics for Black people, how Black people are looked at. The impact of social media, and they only got a chance to do 3 topics, but it was a great event. And at first I was like, oh, let me do a haircut, and then people just poured in. I mean, when they poured in, I was like, my man, your fan, and we ain't gonna be able to do it. So we started doing edge-ups, but again, I don't want to take too much time. I'd like to ScissorSalute. That was the Student African American Brotherhood National Organization, handing me with this award right here for Barbershop Talk, and I look forward to joining them next year. ScissorSalute to Jarvis and the rest of the people that attended this event, and it's great to have something like that, and I'm very honored. I slept with this. I came home, made a nice little blanket for it. So let's get into the meaning of the ScissorSalute, which is a gesture, compliment, greeting, and lifestyle brand dedicated to bringing barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists together worldwide. And we use the ScissorSalute show as an actual outlet to actually make that happen. Every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we give the opportunity for the visual artists to come down here and showcase their skills live on the Scissor Salute stage while also conducting interviews with them so you can find out how they got started, where they currently are, where they plan to be going on their journey. Now, for a lot of people, you're feeling the impact of social media. This show is right now running live on Facebook Live. Well, with that being said, if you want to show some support, underneath my finger is the share button. Share it, put it on your timeline, press the share button again, invite as much people you want, or direct message them as well. So back to what I was saying, the impact of social media on our profession. This is the age of the independent educator. What I mean by that is this is the opportunity for the profession to actually get it back. We no longer have to rely on these big companies to get us gigs. If you're using your social media as a proper outlet, you can handle your business yourself. And what I mean by that is get yourself out there. It all depends how you're doing your social media. But if you feel like, I don't know where to get started, I don't know if I'm able to get up there and talk in front of people, Scissor Salute Show is the great place for you to get your feet wet. Not only do you get to showcase outside of your comfort zone, you also get to talk on a microphone. You can hear yourself on a microphone, and some people get thrown off. They're like, yo, man, why you tell me I sound funny like that? It might not be for you, but if this is something that you're thinking about doing, if you would like to advertise with us, book us for your next event, or like to be showcased, you can email us, scissorsalute@yahoo.com. Leave all your contact information, and we'll get back to you in the order that the email's received. Believe you me, we're going to email you. And also, if you'd like to be an in-studio guest or just would like to maybe be a model, email us. We need models all the time. And thank you so much for that. This month's sponsorship is the Cut app. Oh, boy. I wish I had that information ready to go. So, again, this is a live program, so work with me, people. Okay, let me get it up. It's in here. All right. No. No.
Not yet.
Not yet. And there we go. The Cut is a mobile platform reimagining the barbershop experience. Their easy-to-use app connects talented barbers with the clients who need them. They handle scheduling, payments, and branding too. More than 10,000 barbers around the country trust them to manage and grow their business. Download the free app today. This is Salute Today. Again, so let's do a recap of last week's show. Well, 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry about that. National Educators for Aloxi Hair Care. We had Tommy Cole. Tommy Cole Hair is his IG handle. Now, it was great to have Tommy come down here. He's an educator, and you really got to hear his experience when he sat down. And what I mean by that, he was well-spoken, not scared to talk about hair, and he was very excited about the color line that they have. He came down here and did a Joan Jett hairstyle on the model that you see to the left of the screen. And then he was just showing you a quick color application on the right side of the screen. ScissorSalute, he's a local Long Islander, and again, he's on the National Educator team for Aloxi Hair Care. The call-in, who was also a national educator for Aloxi Hair Care, was Victor Stabile. His IG handle is Victor_Stabile_. And we'd like to ScissorSalute Victor Stabile. He's been in the studio a couple times. He used to have the event at 4. He also did an event at Emporium. And hopefully he does another event this summer. The great thing about these two and another person that called in is that they used to be salon owners, but they sold their salon and still manage the salon. And they need that flexibility because they're national educators. So ScissorSalute to them. Hold up. We're actually missing somebody.
Dude.
Yep, hold up. We're missing someone. I'm going back on there because those are the only phone calls we had, Seth.
It says here by Robertina is the last one.
No, we had, I'm going on there right now because it's only right, because it tied in perfect to what we were talking about. We had Uday Jr. call in. Correct?
No, that was the show before that.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. But it ties into this one right here. So who do we have this week?
This week we have from the Classics Hub located in Philly, AJ, and he'll be showcasing actually. So that's AJ the Barber, and his Instagram is AJDABarber1. So he'll be showcasing. And from Bougie Babe, hey, I like that name. That's cute. Bougie Babe Salon, also located in Philly. Miss Nelly, and her Instagram is I am Miss Nelly _. And in studio guests we have from Tonsure. Am I saying that right?
Tonsure.
It is Tonsure.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? What is
Tonsure's definition basically is the artist shaving hair off a scalp. And there's a word that my business partner, Kenny the Barber, follow him on Instagram, Kenny, THA Barber, came up with, and we just rocked out with it. We didn't want to do a typical name like The Shop, cut this, hair nice, or something different.
Right, for your game.
Exactly.
Okay.
Make
Got
it hard for people to pronounce.
So this is Chink the Barber, and he has something really big for us today, so he'll be talking about that.
Definitely.
And also calling in from the Cut app is the creator, and his name is Obi O'Mill, and that is the Cut app. So follow them on Instagram. They're also our sponsor.
So again, being that we covered our sponsor, I'd like to cover some Chink's sponsors. Although we don't have enough room on the desk, we do have enough room for Kiki Vodka. Again, we'd like to ScissorSalute. He's the second barber to be sponsored by a liquor company. Willis the barber had AV on. This is Kiki Vodka, gluten-free, and it's actually San Francisco World Spirits Competition 2017 silver medalist. And we're gonna open up this Kiki.
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 And I hope it don't make me sleepy. I'm just playing, man. Y'all take it too serious. Again, this is a live show. And one of the things I like about Chink the Barber coming down here is that he had Think Chink. So he had a couple slogans last time and a couple things that he lived by. And he would always end it on some old Think Chink, on some old Think Bigger. And for this profession, we need it. We have newcomers coming in every day. And we have people that have been in the profession every day, and somehow we might be losing our touch. So when you think Chink, yeah, Seth, you on the screen, man.
So
Oh,
AJ.
okay. Oh, yeah, okay, my bad. So when you start losing some motivation, it's always good to think Chink.
Always. It's always. That's the best thing to do. You know, I came up with the idea, the name, the slogan, and the hashtag. Just want to always think outside the box. Always want to brand myself, and everybody always thinking about this, thinking about that. Why not think Chink?
Definitely.
You know, especially when you think about barbering, and when you think about the business side of things, for marketing and branding. I ain't gonna say I'm the best, but I'm top 5 dead or alive. Like, cause I market, branding, consulting, and then the sponsors I got is like phenomenal. I got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you do. List of sponsors include Maestro's Classic, ScissorSalute, Maestro's Classic. If you are wondering what's being put in the beard, I got the Speakeasy. Wifey loves the Speakeasy. My favorite is the Wiseman.
It smells good.
She says the Wiseman is too strong for her.
Now, Speakeasy is good. Wiseman is great, but anyone with the beer recovery, because you know that's a new product.
Yes, I got I actually have the beer recovery. I have not yet checked it out, but Maestro's to me is one of them brands that I love. It's not only because I'm with them. I think of when I think Maestro's Classic, I think of like, and I hate to say it, but I think of like Timberland boots.
Yeah.
I think of like Polo. I think of Old Spice. Those are things that I use every day. You know, and that's how it goes. You'll have Maestro's Classic, Kiki Vodka, Fam Juice, which you brought the juice down here last time, Geek Clothing, Tone Trump, NBA Finest Barbers are the sponsors that helped you with this project. Now, how long have you been working on this project?
I've been working on this project for 4 years, and also before we quit, all the sponsors we got
Ryan Banks.
We got John Alexander Brown or whatever. And like I said, my man Kasim that been shooting with me, Finest Barbers, we got him already. Geek. And we also got Kasim, you know, and like I said, that's Black Tag. That's actually my graphic designer. That's who designed the layout for the whole project, posters, CD, DVD, everything.
Well, let's get the people a little bit more familiar with Chink. He's a Philadelphia barber from the Philly area, 25 years of experience. Now, in your 25 years, you've been an owner of an establishment for the past 3 years. Explain to us the difference that you went through from working at a shop to now being the owner of the Tonsure Grooming.
Basically, the transition, like I always feeling good working in a barbershop because I felt as though I work for myself, even though it was somebody else's shop. Right. But after a while, you know, you start getting older and you start coming up with certain things you would like to do. It's kind of, when you're living at home with mom, you only can do but so much.
Right.
until you get out on your own. So finally, I decided to get out on my own. Me and my business partner, Kenny the barber, and we went from there with it. And at first, I didn't want to do it because a lot of barbers, the stuff you go through, as far as having people work for you, rent late, not coming to work, all the nonsense that come with it. We wanted to do a small, intimate shop that's we hands-on with everybody, something in the community. And honestly, I always wanted to do something to give back to my community. My shop is located 15th and Dolphin in North Philly. I'm from 10th and Dolphin. Okay. So it's like I always wanted to do something in my hood. I went to elementary, middle school, high school, college, all in that same hood. So I always wanted to give something back to the hood. You know what I mean? At the same time, being young and being a knucklehead, I also caused a little headache in that same hood. So I wanted to rewrite my name and kind of do something more positive.
Now, speaking of getting back to the community, along with being a barber, and we seen you go on these marathons. Matters of fact, I do remember last time you came on the show, didn't you like run a marathon and then come on the show? You ran a marathon, an event, and then came here to the show?
Yeah.
Did you run or you got in a car to go to the event and then come up here?
I actually, it's a crazy story. I definitely need to share it. That year, I lost a close friend of mine named Michael Lawson, badge number 3773, Philadelphia fireman. For over 15 years. He got diagnosed with cancer 3 months later. He passed away. Wow. When I say we grew up, like we red light, green light, red light, green light. So I wanted to donate to the American Cancer Research Society. At the same time, I see they were sponsoring a marathon that was in Philly. I used to run marathons in high school. I said, well, let me give it a shot. I trained less than a month with the power of God and my homie Mike watching over me. I ran my first marathon in Philly, a rock and roll marathon. It was at 13 miles. I ran in about an hour and 31 minutes. So it was like great. I went to a Major League Barbers event in Philly that same night, limping. And the next day I drove the car and came up here for the show.
Okay, now speaking of branding yourself and marketing, a lot of other barbers have, I think a couple have done it before, but no one really stood out the way you made it stand out when you took it upon yourself to drape a client, I believe, in the King Midas cape, ScissorSalute to King Midas, and you cut him in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Cut them in the middle of the street. That pretty much, I would say it would set it off. Like, I've seen a lot more people putting posts up. Others have done it. You might not have invented it, others have done it, but I see after you did it, we start to see it a lot more. Talk about your idea and what you were trying to accomplish when you was like, you know what, I'm gonna cut him in the street, and nice caption came with it.
Well, honestly, the way it came about is I always thought outside the box. I always think outside the box. That's my motto, always think outside the box. And I want to do something different because as you go on social media and you see barbers with haircuts, you see all the cuts in the shop. So let me do something else to bring it out. At the same time, one of my close friends and clients by the name of Tone Trump, shout out to Tone Trump, and he came up with the idea. He was like, we need to do a video together with You Cut Me. He had a video by the name of Young Boy. He was shooting in Philly. He said, yo, let's do one in the middle of Broad Street. So we did South Broad Street, okay? And South Broad Street is downtown Philly.
So it's busy.
And busy, rush hour. The cops don't play in front of all the high-end stores. The sheriff office right there. No permits, no nothing. Middle of Broad Street, did a video, all right? Video was good, was a success, went on World Star, over 1 million views. A sneaker company, I forget the exact name of the sneaker company, reached out to him off of that, and he ended up getting a sneaker deal off of that. Because it was something that was different and unique, and it stood out, all right? And the same company that do the sneakers also did sneakers for, like, the champion Bernard Hopkins from Philly. Okay. So it was a known brand. I think it's called Bungee or something like that, but he came out with, I think, 1,000 pair, and they sold out instantly. So with that, I always thought different, and with the King Midas cape, the flag, it was America's birthday, 4th of July, Philly, we do it big. I said, let me do it. And at the same time, the individual I use for a model is the gym teacher for my daughter's school. That donated money out of his own pocket because the school was over budget and they needed a playground for the kids. He donated money out of his own pocket, and his own construction team did a project free of charge. So I said, I gotta do something to give back. Right. It's always about giving back, not always about taking the money. And we posted a picture and it definitely went viral.
Wow. Speaking of marketing, what would you suggest a new barber does? Somebody that doesn't have clients yet, obviously, may not be too great at cutting. How do they start their social media page?
One, to start it, honestly, I say two things. If you're gonna have your personal life on there, do a separate page for one. Also have your page open. Because if you're trying to get established and you hashtagging this and hashtagging ScissorSalute, click on that hashtag to see you. They can't because your page is private now.
Right.
And not too many people gonna take the time to send that on follow and wait back for you to, accept it. And at the same time, if you may be a new barber, but your hand might be crazy, you may be good enough to cut one of my clients that's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I need a barber there. Oh yeah, go check out such and such the barber, such and such groomer, and your page private. I can't send that celebrity client to your page now. Your page private.
Right.
So now you're missing out on an opportunity for money. But if you're gonna do something on your own personal time, have your own private page. But have one set just for business and pid just for business stuff on there. Don't post you in the club with the bottles.
Right.
Don't sit back and do all that nonsense like that. Keep it clean. Clean is mandatory. That's my
It
motto.
has to be professional.
Yeah, always, 24/7.
And I also recommend if you're just getting started, whether you're a barber, hairstylist, tattoo artist, make sure that you hashtag the neighboring towns, the town that you're in, and the states. And for the repost pages, at them, because you could always tag people on top of your pictures. And then if you're trying to get a celebrity's attention, you at them as well. So let's go over the...
Don't at the barbers, at the celebrities.
Yeah, don't.
Because I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a barber.
I mean,
Don't
unless you
at
want to
me.
get that barber's attention, because I will say that, when I first got on social media and the barbers that I looked up to, when they followed back, you felt good.
Yeah,
You walked in the shop,
definitely.
you were like, Chink, just follow me. Think Chink to follow me. I know, I just got on there. It was, no one really had that had followers, but nothing was like really that crazy. I mean, Los Cut It was at what, like 10,000 or whatever, and it was, it was good to get him to follow. Mike Sharp, Mike Sharp always went back talking, And so let's talk about, well, let's first get into your experience with cutting at Wells Fargo Center with Maestro's Classic. How's that experience going? Like, not only did you cut at the Wells Fargo Center, you also cut when they do like camps for the kids.
I actually do camps. My man Marquise Watson, I forget his role now, but he was a ticket sales rep last year, but he actually moved up the charts with special ideas he came up with that actually made him a close friend with the commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver. And I can get into that. He actually gave me the opportunity for one. I told him I always think outside the box. I'm from Philly. I want to do a photo shoot on the Sixers court. So you set it up. I had the opportunity to take a model, do the cut and everything, center court, Sixers Stadium. Never was done before. So
Stars are just aligning for you.
Yeah, so while you sitting back, like I said, I always think outside the box. So cutting outside, cutting on Ben Finken Parkway, in front of the Rocky statue, things of that, cutting in the NBA arena, center court. When you watch your favorite players play, I'm cutting here. I get something good to say. I always want to be on the court playing on a basketball court. So now I got the opportunity to work on the court. I was feeling good. So for years, I was teaming up with a couple different hair product companies, and I actually became a free agent. Okay, my contract was over with the last company. Don't really feel as though to mention their name, but a ghost hit me up. I was like, Chink, I want you to be a part of the Maestro team. You were one of the first people to buy one of our products. And literally, their first show they did in Miami, I was one of the first people that bought Bear Butter, Bear Wash, and a comb. And I still have it to this day. He's like, I always remember you was a cool dude, and I want to do business with you. I said, I'm not looking to do no contract. He said, no contract for a handshake. When we talk about Philly barbers, you were like one of the ambassadors. We got something teaming up with the Sixers, and we want you to be a part.
Yes, on top of that, you guys do Barbers Hairstylist Day. That comes in like June, I believe.
We do barbershop night at the Sixers.
Well, yeah, this is Barbershop Night, 76ers against the Hornets. That is March 19th at 7 p.m. More information, you can hit up Chink the Barber. You can DM him or, ask him questions on the post.
Or at Quest from the Sixers. Quest from the Sixers. He's actually the guy that's in charge of lining everything up. If y'all go on the Sixers website, Sixers.com/promotion, and the promotion code is Barber76, and y'all can get y'all discount tickets for that event.
I went last year. It was a great experience. And we'd like to salute the people that have just joined in. Ruben, Andre, Anthony Peacock, Patricia Fleming, Amanda Nicoletti, and Andrea Gates. Thank you for watching the show there. And we got Chink the Barber from Philadelphia. He's here from the Tonsor Grooming Studio. Once again, you're watching the ScissorSalute Show, which is a live show for barbers, hairstylists, makeup artists.
What clip is that AJ is using?
I believe that he's using the Babyliss Ferrari. Let me see what you got in your hand there, AJ. What you got in your hand? He got the Ferrari. Do you want with the grain or against the grain? Okay, so if we could just zoom back, he went with the grain, probably with a 1.5. That's usually the wavelength where you can get a good wave going. It all depends. You can go with the grain with the 1.5, or you can go with the 3 against the grain and then polish it off. Because a lot of the times people have like calluses that they forget to mention. So for safekeeping, you could go with a 3 against. It's not going to get rid of the waves, but you go with the grain to smooth it out. He did a skin fade. That's when you take the liners that you do the edge up in and you give a nice ball fade. And it's regular height. It's done real smooth. And it all depends on the canvas that is sitting in your chair, whether you want to go with a foil shaver or not. Definitely recommend you ask the customer before you put the foil shaver on them, or if you're going to do any type of razor work when it comes to doing skin fades. And what he did was he went to a 1.5, going with the grain, skin line, which is probably up to about just under the temple peak point. He went with an open blade, probably about a 1/2 inch or 1 inch high, another guideline going around. And to start the fading, he went from the 1.5 to a 1 with the grain. You want to go with the grain on the parietal ridge. You want to go with the grain. And then to start the fading, what you do is you take the 2 guard, you open it up to a 2 open, and then that's when you go against the grain. You always want to go a little bit higher before you get right into going lower, because you can always take hair off. You can't put hair back on. And he's using a bristle brush right now, going with the grain to really, really see what's going on. If there's any imperfections in the fade, he's going to go back and probably repeat the same steps. But, once you've been doing the hair, the canvas for long enough, sometimes you could just jump in there and be like, okay, I could go in this with an open 1. And he's using the Babyliss Ferrari cordless clips. Never really used them, but he did a great job right there. And we're going to be interviewing AJ a little bit later. Again, his IG handle is AJ the Barber 1. He's from the Classic Hub located in Philadelphia. He did originate in New York City, and then he moved to Philadelphia. It's going to be a great story when we get into that. Once again, you're watching the ScissorSalute Show, which is a live show. And if you would like to show some support right now, all you have to do is just press the share button. Share it on your timeline. Press that share button one more time. Invite people to, send a direct message. You could also copy and paste it. Put it on your Twitter, IG, send some smoke signals out, whatever needs to be done. Once again, the ScissorSalute Show sponsor for the month is The Cut app. The Cut is a mobile platform re-imaging the barbershop experience. Their easy to use app connects talented barbers with clients who need them. They handle scheduling, payments, and branding too. More than 10,000 barbers around the country trust them to manage and grow their business. Download the free app today. Ooh. Oh, I can't sing. Well, that doesn't really matter. So, we're coming back here. Okay, now joining us, sitting down, we have Nelly. Miss Nelly. We have Miss Nelly. And her IG handle is I am Miss Nelly _. Now, you're a pioneer in doing hair. Yeah. Really don't need to know how much years you've been doing it, but she's been doing it. Sure. This is something that you've been wanting to do. You just knew you had it in you to do. Yes. And family gave you support right away?
Yes, mother always supported me.
Okay, that's good to know right there, because sometimes, it seems to be a battle. And one of the things that you'd like to do is get into teaching. You just taught your first class last week?
Yes.
How did that go? And what did you cover in the class?
What I covered in the class, well, first I'll start by saying that I do specialize in short hair. That's my thing. I love women. I love to cut women, and it frames their face. Like, I just love for women to show their face and show their natural beauty. So my class was centered on, pixie cuts. And, cutting and curling and all that stuff. Because I think that a lot of stylists now, they deal with weaves, which is good. But a lot of stylists don't know, you know, how to get into, you know, styling natural hair and basically styling short hair, which is a big thing.
Oh, hold up. Let me see. Is your mic on? Oh, is it green?
Yes, that's all.
Okay, now it's a live show. So we'll get into that one more time. We got Nelly here. She's a pioneer in the hair industry. She specializes in pixie cuts. She wants to become an educator, but recently did her first class last week. So go over again what you covered in your class.
Okay, so basically, I'll start again, I'm sorry. So I specialize in short hair, pixie cuts, to be exact. And I do that because I like for women, you know, to show how beautiful they are. So, you know, when you do a pixie cut, your face is framed, you know. So in my class, I basically cover, you know, how to style a pixie, you know, how to cut one, you know, in different styles, on different shapes of the head and things like that, how to curl it. A lot of stylists basically now, they're, you know, pushing weaves and things like that, which is good and it's fun. But then you have stylists that's trying to get into doing short hair because it's like a big thing, you know, the big chop. People want to do something different. You know, people are cutting their hair, changing their lives. So that's basically what I did in my hair demonstration.
Now, when it comes to doing pixie cuts and you're doing a demonstration, you're doing razor work, shear work, thinning shears. What are the tools that you use to?
I use all.
Well, get into it.
Yeah, I use all.
Give us a breakdown of why you're using the thinning shears, why using shears, why go to the razor.
Mm-hmm. So basically, you know, you have different clients with different textures, you know, different textures. Mm-hmm. So you may have someone that has a tighter curler in the back. You may have some, you know, women that get relaxers. You may have some women that don't get relaxers. So you would use different shears on, you know, different hair types. I basically use everything. I use the razor, you know, to basically give it that edge. I use the thinning shears if I want to go a little bit closer, but I don't want to give it a straight, you know, blunt cut look. I kind of give it that jagged look, so I go in with the thinning shears on the side and in the back. And then I do a lot of notch cutting.
Notch cutting, like point cutting?
Yeah, so point cutting, notch cutting, yeah. I do a lot of thinning in the tops of the hair because I don't like it to look blunt. I like for everything to kind of just like, sort of like my hair, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like a barber's approach to fading.
Yeah.
And we say this a lot of times where when you're dealing with long hair, you have to deal with how the hair flows, and us barbers, we deal with how the hair grows because a lot of the times, you know, the hair growth patterns come into us achieving a good face. But it has to be the same when you're doing a pixie cut. Do you grab tools at all? Do you grab machines to accomplish it, or you just like, you know?
No, the thing about a pixie cut is a lot. Everyone, once the hair lays, everyone hair lays different. So you won't really get to see, you know, how the hair is going to lay until you actually cut that top layer. So then you don't really know what tools you're going to use until you're actually cutting into the hair, you know, I would say. So a lot of times with my cut, whereas though you might have someone, you know, part the hair out, you know, around the nape and, you know, to here, I basically start from the top and then work my way down the sides into the back. You know, just
so
to
you
give
start
me,
with the top.
with the crown, yes.
Start with the crown, and then you start reducing the bulk, and then just coming down to smoothing it out.
Yeah, because it helps me frame the face a little bit better. So, you know, if I cut in the top and the crown first, I can kind of get that image of how the client is going to look.
Yeah, so basically, I see what you're saying. You're giving me the visual.
Yeah.
The visual that I'm getting right now is that it's almost going to depend on the canvas's shape of their face, whether it's circle face, sharper features. It's all going to matter how the hair drops.
Right.
Now, you know, do you use edges when have you had a pixie cut where they want a sharp edge up, maybe, you know, the points that come forward, or is it more like you're getting in there and you're somewhat convincing them like, well, let me do what I do?
It depends on, you know, as, you know, black women, sometimes we do have thinning around the edges. So a lot of women, they want, you know, that look whereas though, you know, it's kind of giving them edges, you know, because a lot of styles, they wear it off their face. So, you know, they want that style, you know, where it looks like their hair is a little bit fuller to the front. So that's another reason why I do start, you know, in the crown and bring it, you know, down, because then I'm left. Like, say they don't have no edges here, I can kind of pull hair from the back and bring it to cover.
What was it like? Total one year, like, when you look up to the lead singer from Total, you're like, I'm gonna do, that's it, I'm gonna do pixie cut.
Yeah, it's like a masterpiece, you know. I look at the head and I'm like, you know.
Just freestyle. How
Yeah.
do you feel as a hairstylist? How do you feel about extended weave wear? Like, is there a certain amount of time to just give up on weave?
Well, I don't think that you have to give up on weaves. I'm not anti-weave or anything like that, but I do think that weave should be an alternative and not this is my hair. You get what I'm saying? Some, you know, women, they wear weaves and it's like, this is my hair. I'm uncomfortable when I take it off. I think that you should be able to wear short hair, long hair, whatever you want. You should be able to switch it up. You get what I'm saying? You might have a man and you done met him and you got this weave in your hair and then you take it out and he like, what the heck?
Well, I look at it as the same way we have beards. If you have a weave, you have weave responsibilities. We have beard responsibilities. You know, the same way women like beard, they're not going to want a beard, don't matter. And I know when I wake up, my beard doesn't look nowhere near the length it is when I hit it with a blow dry. It's all matted. Like, it's matted. Like, this side might be in. And it's, you know, we understand if you have a weave, you have a weave. But, you know, I know y'all seen what happened with that lady on ESPN, where she was sitting there commentating and it started falling apart. And that new post that was just on, man, I'm sorry, I'm dying. You seen that post of the lady going down the, going down the slide and she's worried about this and her hair just back there.
If you know how to do with your real hair under there, you know, whether it be short cut, natural hair, whatever, you can come back the next day like, bang, I got some hair, right? You know, I'm still cute. You know?
And it stinks. Sorry, it stinks. It stinks after, sorry. I'm being honest.
It's hard.
Go ahead.
It's hard to maintain a weave.
Being a man and also being a barber, you got some women that wear it a little bit too long and don't know.
That's what she,
them scars they wear at night.
It keeps
too much.
And
just think about wearing a bodysuit day in and day out. It's not going to be that good.
Yeah, I don't think that you should go past 2 weeks.
Especially what you can do.
Period. Like, I don't care if your hair is long. Sure, yeah, I mean, I just feel like whether it be a sewing or not, you know, because you still have to maintain. Yeah, you have to maintain the hair. You have to.
Let's talk about the healthy side of hair, because like what happened to me is I was one of those. The weave was my hair. That I felt like it was growing out of my scalp. That it was mine in my head.
Look, I wish you could. The camera was on her face. She has like that Martin Lawrence face. Like, yeah, it was mine.
What happened over a certain period of time is because what I would do was I would get my weave done. When it was time to take it out, I would take it out and then get it put right back in that day. So what happened over an extended period of time is I became bald pretty much. So, you know, now I'm starting to grow my hair back, but let's touch on that.
So what happens is a lot of women don't understand, you know, you're wearing pounds on your head. You get what I'm saying? So even when you buy your bundles and things like that, it's like 3 pounds or, you know, 3 ounces. You're wearing this weight on your hair. You know, we don't have that much weight to a follicle. So if you're wearing, you know, a sewing, you're already braiding it down. Then you're adding stitching to it. And then you're adding the weight of that weave onto your hair. So over time, it may not happen right then and there. Over time, it's weighing your hair down. It's pulling out follicle by follicle, you know, and then you go to the salon and you get it washed, which your hair already sheds. You know, so you're getting it washed, and then you're getting it blow dried, which is shedding. Then you're getting it braided back up, which is tightening, shedding a little bit, and then you're getting it wrapped up over time. So, I mean, you figure 6 months to a year, you're not going to have any edges. You're not going to, your hair's going to start to, you know, to thin out. It's going to grow at the same time, but it's going to thin out. So now you come into a problem, you know, 6 months to a year later, you're like, but my hair is growing, but it's thinning. So now you're right back at stage 1. You got to get it cut or whatever, and then there you're coming to my salon, Bougie Babes, to get it all cut off.
Well, speaking about going into your salon, one of the things that we covered when we talked on the phone is the stereotypes of, the stereotypes of black salons. And bring us through what happens when we go to Bougie Babes, what our experience at Bougie Babes Salon, as opposed to the stereotypes that we hear of black salons.
So I was also like Chink, you know, I was working, you know, from salon to salon, and I didn't even want to open, you know, a salon. I was kind of pushed to open one, you know, because I just wanted a different experience, and I wanted to kind of create, you know, my own, you know, atmosphere. So, you know, one of the things was, you know, I was known in my city as doing hair was I was fast, you know, and I got people in and out. So I was like, well, you know what, if I can, you know, get stylists that can create the same type of energy, we would make money a lot, you know, a lot faster. So when I opened my salon, you know, when you come in there, you know, you're in and out. the max that you're in there is possibly maybe 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. And I say that that's with you getting color, you getting relaxer, you getting the works if you're in there that long. Usually you're typically in there, an hour and a half, when you're in and out. And we do about maybe 15 to 25 people a day. We're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and that's what it is. We have you in.
You're only open those 3 days?
We're only open those 3 days because we would be tired if we were open, we kind of run a system in there. So, you come in, you sign in, you may be sitting 15 to 20 minutes. If that's like maybe the longest, and then you're back to get your hair washed, shampooed, molded, you go under the dryer maybe 15, 20 minutes. We don't leave you under the dryer. We pull you out, and while you're under the dryer or you getting shampooed, we give you, some wine so you kind of relax. We don't really allow children in there because it's bougie. That's what it is, and that's the experience, that we give you. And, I opened that because, I felt like I went into, a lot of the bigger salons, especially speaking Caucasian salons, and I'm like, it's always ran, so well, and, you don't mind the experience when you go in, spending your money. And, I kind of took that and opened my salon and, put it, in the area that I was from, and gave that to, my area, to my community. And, they love it, we get, high quality, business women, and that was another thing, I look at my clients as celebrities, so they're the everyday, I cater to the everyday woman, the working woman, the woman that, is going home to her husband to look good, and doesn't, know how to keep herself up, when it comes to her hair. So, that's what we cater to.
And another thing, Nelly, you've had a lot of experience in this profession, and you've been doing it before social media. Yes. So take us back to the promotion that you did before social media came about, and your transition that you're going through.
Okay. So I went to Bach, that was in South Philly. It was sort of like a, Votech school. And because I always knew I wanted to do hair. I was like, I want to make people beautiful. This is what I want to do. So, I went to high school knowing, that that's what I wanted to do. So I had cosmetology, in school, and I was, I was gifted, when it came to, cuts and stuff like that. So we had a lady by the name of Miss Francine that came out, and she was hosting hair shows at the time, the hair Oscars. ScissorSalute to Miss Francine.
Definitely.
And she kind of brought the whole city together, from, the top stylists to the top barbers to everything. And, I was introduced early on to hair shows, and I was like, what? This is what's going on? You mean to tell me, this is what it is? You were like a celebrity in your own right when you did, her hair shows and things like that. So, I got a name at an early age by winning those shows, by busting the top behinds, at early on, just because I was hungry and they had been in the business, so long. So, that's basically what it was. That was my social media at the time. We gonna do this hair show, we gonna do about 8 to 10 models, we gonna go out there, do our presentation. And that's basically how I promoted myself. And I got a name for myself at an early age. And that's why, even though I'm young, I got so many years in, because it's like now it's like social media. I'm still young. It's like, pew, I got my second win, So they like, she's still around, because I started so early in high school doing hair shows that it's like, I kind of got it at 2 times, so I'm just getting my second win with the hair, with the social media now.
Has it been hard to build your social media?
No.
Okay.
No.
So along with the social media direction that you're taking, explain to us how important it is to, somewhat have your niche, chase your niche, and, should you go wide on it, or again, narrow it down to a niche?
Well, I think social media is its own world. So, it's so many people on there, from, the big scales to the small scale. So I think it just depends on what you're marketing. What I do say about social media is when you look at the page, like Chink Bort, if you're going to do something personal, have your personal page aside. And that's something I have to also follow, have your personal page aside, from your business page, because when people look at that, they may be looking for a specific thing, because now people follow tags. So they follow, maybe short hair, or maybe weaves, or maybe cuts, or maybe fades, so you have to have that page centered around that so people can see that you do one special thing, one niche. Because if you may do a ponytail, you may do a weaver, you may do this, even though it's all nice, it doesn't look like that on social media. It kind of looks like you're all over the place. You get what I'm saying? So you have to kind of just do the same thing on that page so people see, oh, this is what this person is good at, and that's just the way that social media is going now. We can't kind of help that. That's just how we have to advertise. I think as stylists and, as barbers, you look like you're
you know, the end all, do all to be, you know, that person, you know.
Again, you're watching the ScissorSalute show. This is a live show for barbers, hairstylists, and makeup artists. If you'd like to show some support while you're watching the show, underneath my finger is the share button. You can press that share button, invite people, post it on groups, and put it on your timeline. We are doing an interview with Miss Nelly. Her IG handle is I am Miss Nelly from Bougie Babe Salon, located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, go over some of the styles that you see in Philly and what do you expect to see in the spring and summertime styles like they're going to be trending?
I think a lot of women are going to be cutting their hair off. I think a lot of women are, you know,
Especially
I think
after the Black Panther movie,
I think that, you know, a lot of women are embracing their beauty, you know, no matter what skin complexion, what color, what race, what tone you are. I think that a lot of women are like, you know what, I'm cutting my hair, or they're coloring. That's another big thing. You know, a lot of women are stepping outside the box and they're coloring hair. So I think that, you know, going into color, you know, and going into, you know, cutting your hair or just being natural, you know, I think that it's going in many different ways, but it's going into, you know, accepting yourself and accepting how beautiful you are inside out, you know, no matter what race, color, shade, or anything. So I think that's what we're going to see more of.
Now, along with you cutting hair, is there a makeup artist that you link up with, you know, when you're styling?
I actually, one of the stylists that's in my salon, Glamour Kitty, she basically does our makeup, you know, so we kind of have everything in that, you know, in my salon. You know.
Definitely right there. Okay.
She's one more question.
Oh,
Since
go
you
ahead.
only work those 3 days, do you do anything, like do you do weddings, do you do any special events, do you do anything outside of those 3 days?
As of right now, no. I'm basically, you know, trying to find my second niche, you know, on what it is that I want to do. And I think that is more so pushing toward education. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the IBS is going to be coming up in a couple weeks. You plan on traveling to IBS?
No, I'm actually flying out to Denver on Sunday. So I won't be. Yeah. And think change. Wait, so on Sunday, besides the IBS, before I fly out, I will be at my bro's Think Shank, you know, release documentary.
This man, he rolling with. Oh, there we go. About to say, cause he rolling with posters. He rolling with posters. So
this one right here, I'm trying to catch up. I'm just trying to be a part of the energy.
Well, wifey's watching, so I got to pronounce this the right way, cause my girl calls me Eli. Duh, Barbara. Like that's how much I be messing up. Hey man, listen, it's a live show. My speech is not very good looking. Okay, so here we go. We have Chink the Barber presents Nothing to Something, a documentary release party, March 4th, 2018, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. B-Side Complex, 939 North Delaware Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19123. For more information, simply go to his Instagram, Chink DABARBER. That is Chink the Barber. For more information,
click that link.
And we'd also like to thank the numerous sponsors that kicked in: Mike Show's Classic, Kiki Vodka.
We got Chuck Styles, we got Black Tag, we got National Barber Association, Tone Trump, John Brown, we got Ryan Banks, we got It's Eat, we got Fam Juice, Finest Barber, Geek Clothing Line, my man Kasim, Affected Angles. Man, listen, my whole team, 4 years in the making. By the grace of God, I was able to share this story with everybody, and I think it's gonna be a real good story.
Well, share the story right here. How did you know, her being a hairstylist, you're a barber, of course, which here on the ScissorSalute show, we love to see the people, you know, the profession united. How did you two come across?
Actually, when Janelle spoke about the what was it, Miss Francine, the Oscars, back then there was no barber events. So I'm an OG. I started back in '92. It wasn't no barber events. So what I was doing, I was piggybacking off a stylist named Erica Williams that was real popular in Philly too, winning all the Bonner Brothers and things like that. So I was her model. I mean, I was her barber cutting her models. So I was getting into the venues, meeting people. She winning shows, 25,000. I'm there. I'm part of the entourage, things like that. And my name started. Yeah. So my name started ringing bells because I was known as the barber that cut her models, male or females. And finally, Miss Francine said, "Chink, I'm doing a barber event. We're doing it at the Wanamaker Building next to City Hall in Philly." I'm there. I didn't win. I placed third. And from there, it just took off. And then years later, you had this company to do one, this company. You
competed for that 25,000?
No, not Bonner Brothers, not Bonner Brothers.
Tariq Jackson won that back in '96.
I never competed. Yeah, I never competed at Bonner Brothers because by the time Bonner Brothers finally caught on to the barber industry, I was retired from doing events. Okay, so I did 19 barber events, 116. So I stopped doing events after a while.
116 out of 19?
Yeah, so I stopped. So I stopped, started getting more into education. Okay, now everybody into education,
Right.
so I stopped education. So now I'm into promoting my documentary. Same way you see an artist do a promotional run, a promo run for his album or for a movie, take the same idea and run with it. What's stopping them from you? Money, save your money. Get your sponsors. Build your brand that people trust in you and believe in you. They're gonna follow your lead. I got a vodka sponsorship, a fruit drinks sponsorship, a hair product, an artist, clothing line, a catering company. I got professional, like I got Tone Trump, he got an album coming out with CeeLo Green. Like I got musicians as sponsors from their music from there, so it's one hand wash the other. So all my clearance, all my music, everything coming back, cool with no problem, cause they believe in me. And what I mean and what I say is what I stand by. Can't nobody never say, oh, Chink and all. But I'm the same guy I was on when I came on this show 3-4 years ago. Just trying to push my brand, push myself, and inspire
I
young
wouldn't
brothers.
say the same guy. I would say the
A
same
better
same
version.
person, better version.
Yeah.
Because that's something I wanted to touch on. First of all, there's two things I want to touch on, and then we have Nelly here and Chink here. You said before you started social media, events and hair shows. You said even before social media even started, you already been to 19 competitions.
Yeah.
Okay. The point to what I'm bringing
There
is,
you go, the scissors.
Golden Scissors, the yearbook.
2 weeks ago, I talked about 2 events, and I was simply restating what people were saying about these 2 events, how they didn't like them, flea markets, etc. I would like to make a statement saying it is very important to go to barber battles and hair shows. Again, we have Mayo the Barber that only a year ago came onto the show. His sole purpose was to go to the CT Barber Expo and try to work with the company. He couldn't really get what he wanted, so he became a model for somebody that was teaching at a booth. During him getting a haircut, he talked to the person that was doing his hair. The guy gave him the blueprint. He followed the blueprint through his social media. He had the invite, flew out to California, then did the training, got the job, and flew back here and did the show. The point that I'm trying to make is this. You go to these hair shows, show some support. But when you go to the hair shows, you're already there. So make sure you have your business cards and make sure that you're doing some sort of networking. And if you want to get your feet wet, compete. Look at Andy Authentic. Andy Authentic competed in the CT Barber Expo, took first place, I believe, 3 years ago. He took first place, and now he's a Babyliss educator. He's also at Maestro's Classic, and I believe he does some teaching at the Tony and Guy Institute over there in CT in Connecticut. And you're going to see him at the CT Barber Expo.
Can I piggyback off of that too?
Go ahead.
Real, and this from, they call me, well, I'll be 40 also Sunday, so that's my 40th birthday.
Salute.
So I'm an OG in the game and stuff like that.
Well, I'm already there at 40. So
I basically, like I said, I went taking bus rides to Atlanta in 12 and 13 hours just to open up people's eyes to the barber industry, and they wasn't showing us no love. Now in the barber industry helping the world go around. So when y'all go to these events, go to the education seminars, compete in the competition. Stop thinking you're a celebrity barber because you took a picture with a celebrity, okay? Stop being so big-headed. Stop going with it. Market yourself, brand yourself, and invest in yourself. Go to these events. Stop thinking you can't get no better, or I'm already, stop it. Stop it, because the best can get better. You can always teach an old dog new tricks. There's competitions out here for y'all to compete in, to go to, support. Stop acting like y'all so much of something and y'all really not. Because a lot of the main barbers, the ones y'all look up to, we don't even know y'all. So go out there and compete in these and become successful and become good. And follow the path that we laying for y'all. Stop being so disrespectful.
Yes.
And that's real facts.
So again, if you, no, but I like the energy, and it's just true.
We were just
so I
talking
just
about
wanted
that,
to, yeah. So I just didn't want people to say what I said 2 weeks ago and take it out of content. Again, going to these events is important. I do give you guys some advice. Do some research before you go to an event. Make sure you research it, because when you go to these events, you are investing in yourself. So you might want to check out the educational seminar. And being that you go to the events, you're there already. Make sure that you network. You might accomplish more going to the events, handing cards out and talking to people and putting yourself at the right place at the right time. And again, why not? We're in a barbershop. I mean, let's stop like being, there's a time to be humble and there's a time not to be. We're in the shop. We're constantly on some, oh, I could cut better than you. Or I could do this, I could do this. So really, if you're that barber and you want to take it there, go to these events, sign up for them, and compete. Hello, you're live on the air with the ScissorSalute show.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Obi with the Cut.
Okay, so we got Obi from the Cut app on the line right now. Real quick, let me introduce, talk about the app. The Cut app is a mobile platform re-imaging the barbershop experience. Their easy-to-use app connects talented barbers with clients who need them. They handle scheduling, payments, and branding too. More than 10,000 barbers around the country trust them to manage and grow their business, and so should you. So download the free app today. So, Obi, first off, thank you for calling into the ScissorSalute show, and thank you for the sponsorship for this month. Go over a little something that the Cut app offers and the benefits of having the app.
Sure. And like I was saying, thanks for having me on. I love what you guys are doing. I've been following you guys for the past year. I love the growth I've seen. In regards to the Cut, so like you said, on that great intro, we are a mobile app reimagining the barbershop experience. And so our simple app makes it easy for barbers to grow their business and to manage their clients. You create your profile, just takes a couple seconds, and then in a couple minutes, you could possibly start getting new clients just like that. Once you upload your images and then you get a chance to individually create services that you can offer, it makes it very easy for your clients to book appointments with you whenever they want at their own convenience.
Definitely. So what made you come up with the concept, and what did you go through to develop the app and get the app out there?
Definitely. So I guess the idea came from personal experience. Of course, I've been going to barbershops my entire lives, and I just had various experiences that just weren't the best, right? Trying out new barbers who didn't necessarily work out, or just trying to find a barber in general. And trying to describe what I want as in a haircut. Those are all kind of things that built upon each other. And then when I moved to North Carolina after college, I actually experienced the problem again. But that was at the same time that I had just started a new job, which were giving me the skills that would be necessary to build an app. And that's kind of when the idea clicked. And I started talking to a few barbers I knew, and I realized on their side, they had problems too. And I thought this might be a good time to build an app.
All right, so Obi, what do you think about going to events, when's the next event that you're going to be attending to promote the app?
So we've been attending events for the past couple of years, and that's kind of how we've grown so far. Getting to talk to barbers at these shows, getting their opinion, building from that, and we're going to be at a lot more events this year. The next one being the MLB trade show in Kentucky. We'll be there, and then we'll definitely be at the CT Expo in April. So you guys can definitely come check us out at our booth.
And do you have anybody cutting at your booth?
For sure, yeah. We have a few barbers who are going to be visiting. Some of our brand ambassadors, like Lady V out in Washington. We got another barber, Mr. Precise, out in New Jersey, and a few others who are going to stop by. So, yeah, you can come by, talk to them specifically. They can talk to you about some of the benefits they've seen and get to learn more about us.
All right, and again, is the app available on Google and Apple as well?
Yep, we're live on both iOS and Android. So barbers, you can get using either platform, you're good to go. Just go to thecut.co/download, and you can download the app free of charge, no monthly fees. Get started today.
Oh, okay. We have Yvette here. She's a co-host of the show. She'd like to ask you some questions.
Oh, just wondering, because I know I hear a lot of complaints about the no-call, no-shows on certain other barber apps. How do you guys approach that on the Cut app?
That's actually something that's coming soon. We've been speaking to a lot of barbers, getting an idea of how best for that no-show feature to work. So I can definitely tell you in a few weeks, we'll be rolling out a no-show cancellation feature that'll definitely solve all the problems that you guys are having with clients.
Okay, we understand that we have some panel pictures that you'd like to go through. So we're going to put them images up, and then you can know, is this okay? So we're going to go through the panel, and then you just go through the photos.
That's real small. Oh, let me make sure my forehead wasn't.
Okay, Obi, you can see that?
I actually can't see the images yet.
Okay, so barbers can lose 10 to 15% of revenue a year. Tell us how your app improves losing that revenue.
Definitely. And so that first piece is based on a few different things. As Yvette just mentioned, no shows and cancellation policies. So lots of times, of course, as you know, clients won't show up. Possible clients who could have gotten a haircut end up leaving because of appointments that were set to have booked. So that's that one issue that we'll be solving. Second issue is in terms of just the inefficiencies with the communication with clients. So every time, on average, you respond to a text message, it takes about 90 seconds. And you can imagine how many times you text your clients during the day. On average, that leads out to maybe 10 or plus months or 10 or plus hours of time you could have been cutting hair that you were spent talking to clients. With our app, you can get some of that time back, and we can increase your bottom line that way. Some of our barbers have said that using our app, they've been able to increase their bottom line by 10 or 15% in terms of using all the different features we offer.
Okay, we're going to go to the next one.
All right.
Okay, 92% of mobile services on mobile devices. Almost twice as much the time spent on mobile than desktop. 88% of users who perform local searches contact businesses. That's the image that is up.
And so here we're talking about the benefits on the client end. So in 10 to the 92%, that's telling you that whenever clients are looking for any type of new service or just a new product, most of those searches are being done on your mobile device versus a traditional desktop computer or laptop. And so what that means is that the opportunity is to meet the customer on like their cell phone, where they're spending more of their time versus their traditional computer. And so with our mobile app, you get to create your profile, and then you can live on the mobile device of clients when they're easily looking for a new barber or trying to book a service. Almost double the time is spent on mobile versus desktop or versus search. And saying when the clients are on their phone, they're spending most of that time inside of an app versus on like a website. So they're not Google searching or like looking using Safari, but whereas they're spending time in some type of mobile app. And that's the opportunity with the cut. Now that's the additional app that they can spend time in to find the services and barbers they're looking for.
Okay, we're going to go to the next one.
Okay, so for clients, discover talented barbers in your area. So what's this?
Read all of it. Check out their ratings and reviews. Book and pay for haircuts with the app. That's the image that is up right now.
And that's pretty much showing you what the inside looks like, what the client experience looks like, what they're able to do on the app. They can look for barbers, they can book with you whenever they want at their own convenience, and they can pay you through the app.
Okay, and then for barbers, have clients request appointments with you, view schedule, enter weekly or monthly, engage with clients, and build a loyal base.
And conversely, on the barber side, here we're talking about the benefits that the barber has when they use our app. They're able to build their business through branding on the app and increase visibility. They're able to better manage their appointments through our scheduling feature, and then grow their business and manage those different relationships now with the ability to track all their clients in one place.
Okay, and then we have the traction. So this is like your stats for the clients, correct?
Yep. And we want to let you guys know that one thing that we think we do a lot better than, or that we do better than some of the other apps, is to bring you more clients. You kind of talk about ScissorSalute and Booksy. They both kind of focus on the female side of the market. So as a barber, you may not, new guys may not be finding your profile via those apps. Whereas our branding and our targeting is focused on specifically people in the barbershop culture and industry. So we've been able to capture clients and bring them on at a really high rate. And we'll be doing that more and more to bring more new clients to our barbers.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so then the business, and this is the appointment scheduling, marketplace for grooming products, and additional service.
And here we're kind of talking about the business itself and where we're going to be in the next couple of years. And so right now we're managing your appointments and your transactions, and we're helping you to better forecast your business. The next piece, what we're going to offer is a marketplace that's coming towards the end of this year, early next year. And in that marketplace, you'll be able to buy products that you use most frequently, and then you'll also be able to sell products to your clients as well. So we're going to offer that as our next business. And then as we grow and can provide additional premium services, such as reporting or better tax preparation and other analytical tools, that's what that last piece of our business will look like.
So they'll be able to purchase through the app?
Products?
Right.
Yep, that'll be coming towards the end of this year, where you can be able to buy products directly through the cut.
That's fancy.
Absolutely.
Okay, so are you going to be in New York anytime, Ob?
I think BarberCon in the summer is our next for sure time. We'll be up in New York, but we may be doing some random or like impromptu traveling. I can be in New York if need be. So I know we talked about coming in, but that can definitely be set up.
Oh, definitely. We'd also like to salute the lineup, Inc. New York and Queen was there. Usually, Corona plus Barbershop. When people come to the ScissorSalute show, we like to, give them a little bit of the New York City experience. I'm out east on Long Island. So we usually direct people to Corona Plus Barbershop. And I'll probably be one of the locations that, we try to link you up with. And then you come down to the studio and we'll do this again. We'd like to thank you so much for calling into the ScissorSalute show. But before we let you go, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. And any social media information that you'd like to share with us, please do so now. The stage is yours.
Absolutely. Yo, you can follow us at the Cut app on IG. That's where we do most of our damage at, so definitely follow us there. The app is free, no monthly fees. Download it at thecut.co. That's .co, not .com. .co/download, and you can find us there. Also, as a last note, I'd like to say we wanted to do something different, so we wanted to give our barbers the opportunity to invest in the company. We have a ton of barbers who've done so already, and we want to give the rest of you guys the opportunity to do so as well, so that you could definitely benefit off a company you're using and you love. Might as well grow with it. Next billion-dollar company on the way. The information, you can find it on our website too. But yeah, just want to leave you guys with that.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. The Cut is a mobile platform reimagining the barbershop experience. Their easy-to-use app connects talented barbers with clients who need them. They handle scheduling, payments, and branding too. More than 10,000 barbers around the country trust them to manage and grow their business. And so should you. Download the free app today. Thank you so much for calling in, Obi.
Congratulations on your 100,000 users.
Thank you so much.
ScissorSalute.
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 Thank you for coming back to the ScissorSalute show. This is a live show for barbers, hairstylists, makeup artists as well. We have Chink the Barber in the studio going over the documentary that is going to be coming out, From Nothing to Something. Again, he's having a release party March 4th, 2018, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the B-Side Complex, 939 North Delaware Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. For more information, you can follow him on his Instagram, Chink the Barber, ChinkDabarber, and you can ask him all the questions you want about the release party and what's going to be, how you can see the documentary. It's going to be on YouTube. What is it?
The documentary actually is going to be hard copies. I'm going to have copies there. Also, I'm taking pre-orders right now. So if you go on the Chink the Barber app, that's ChinkDa Barber. You can download my app on Android, iTunes free of charge. You can click on the link, purchase your DVD right there. Everybody that purchases a DVD for pre-orders get a free poster, and then you can go from there.
So it's on iTunes free of charge?
No, my app is on iTunes.
The app is free, okay.
My app is free of charge, and you can download the app. You can head into the store. As you see, you click into the store, and you can pre-order your documentary right now, and it comes with a free poster. And that's it. So, like I
Goes
said,
right
We
there.
were just talking behind the scenes about your app. So how did you go about creating that?
my man Eric, Eric is like Ramos. He like the man in Philly. He reached out to me about 4 years ago, and told me, listen, I'm doing an app. I want to do an app for you, free of charge. You just gotta pay for the first month. First month was 60 for him, 20 for the booking people for his full slate, and that's it. Started it. I was the second person to get an app with him. The first people was DSG, that's Danny Garcia Barbershop. And from there, like, he's still to testify to this day. He do classes all over, Bonner Brothers and all. I got one of the top apps that he ever had. You know what I mean? I got, I think I'm at like 17,000 followers,
Wow.
downloads on my app, over 66 different countries. I only been in 7 countries in my life, but I got 66 different countries.
ScissorSalute
Like,
to that.
it's just it's just amazing. And like I said, you go ahead and download my app. You can go in there and schedule your appointment. There's a 50% deposit on what service you get. Come in the shop 15 minutes prior to get your hair shampooed. If you're more than 5 minutes late, you lost your spot. Forfeited your deposit.
I like the way you say
That's all money. And at the same time, I'm making money when I'm not there. Prime example, I'll show you right now. We sitting here.
Check the cut. Check that cut, Ken, because she over there getting busy with that short cut. They want to see that. They want to see the pixie getting done. Go ahead, show
And
us.
as you see, I'm sitting here 57 minutes ago. I'm not in the shop. I just got a $20.50 because somebody booked the appointment. And as you go along, you start seeing people that schedule appointments. And any appointments I get will pop up on here and let me know. And I'm making the money every day.
And we were
Somebody
talking
earlier.
about the
Residual
no call,
income.
no shows.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
No
Chin?
call, no show. If you're more than 5 minutes late, you miss your appointment. That's why
You
I tell
said
you to
no
arrive.
call, no show. I take your dough.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
And I make money while I'm asleep. I'm sleeping.
Residual income, if you don't know what that means.
24/7.
Definitely. So, coming to sit down right now, we have AJ the Barber 1. And I know when I called him up earlier, I did notice the 347 area code. So when I got to chop it up with him, found out something interesting about AJ. AJ's originally from New York City, so he originally started cutting hair in New York City. You was cutting fam and friends?
Yeah, pretty much family and friends for like the first 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Yeah. Started with my nephew. He was like 11, like 10, 11. And when I first started, I just bought a pair of clippers. I used to look. I have my big brother. I call him Chuck. He from Queens, and he was cutting hair. I seen him cut hair in and out. He's cutting hair like 10 minutes flat. I'm like, Dad, I want to do this. Like I'm like, he making people look good. They look good, you feel good. You feel good, you do good.
10 minutes, he's getting money too.
Yeah, he's like, he really getting them in and out of there. So I'm like, man, I'm like, yo, man, show me how to cut. He like, man, get out of here. You don't want to know how to cut. So then after a while of me pestering him over and over, he's like, you know what? Look, you get a pair of clippers, I know you're serious. So what I did, bought a pair of clippers.
Now, did you go to Walmart or did you go to like?
No,
I know
no.
Queens got the cutlery, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
good. You go to Jamaica Ave, they got the cutlery there, you
Or for
good.
like 170 or something like that.
Now to get them to work on your tools is another story, but
Yeah. But I bought my clippers from the local beauty supply store.
Okay.
Yeah, he told me what to get. So I got a pair of the Andes T outliners. And
the gray ones?
Yeah, the gray
Them jokers
ones.
get hot, man.
Yeah, they do. They
The
do.
new coolest ones.
They get hot too?
They get hot.
No.
No,
They hot. They hot.
Oh,
Literally.
they hot.
Oh,
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah.
Think chink. Think chink. That's what you got to get there. You got to think chink. So AJ has 7 years experience. Again, we was just talking about him starting in New York City. Then he relocated to Philadelphia. What was the transition in styles or the difference in styles that you seen with a cut coming from Queens as to going to Philadelphia? How did you approach the hair, and what changes did you make?
The New York style of cut, I don't take nothing from New York barbers, me being from New York. But Philadelphia takes pride in every single detail of a cut. Time frame is nothing. See, New York, we the city that never sleeps. We based off of energy. So we got to get people in and out.
I'm from Long Island. I'm in the suburbs and we're in a rush.
Exactly.
Okay, picture how it is being in the boroughs.
Yeah.
We're in the suburbs. There's it's a lot of space. There's woods out there.
Exactly.
And we're still in a rush. So I can imagine how it is from New York City keep going with the Philly.
Yeah. So we transitioning from New York to Philly, I had to learn slow it down. Slow it down. Pay attention to the detail. The detail is everything. So you can be good, make a sharp line, but as your fade blended out, like you blend till there's nothing left. Like you just keep blending it out. You make sure that every hair is laid down. People pay attention to that. Your customers. Clean is mandatory. That's what Chink says. That's what he goes by. And he's my mentor as well. So those are the things that I paid attention to and took heed to as far as implementing in my daily cuts. So I slowed it down. I do about 45 minutes to an hour if need be. I do appointments only, so I do the slots.
Yeah, so I'm saying on that hour slot, how much you charging on an appointment for an hour slot?
Start at 30.
Okay, start at 30.
Yeah, and that's
You charge for extra services and everything. I like that show up 15 minutes before you get your hair cut and get your hair washed.
Yeah,
I would love to do that at where I work, because just 2 weeks ago, a kid sat down in my chair with so much grease in his hair, boy. Oh, I ain't got no grease in my hair. I got on him.
That's another major thing.
I got on him.
They don't have a sink?
Yeah.
No, we have a sink now, but he sat down in a chair. He's wrapped up. I got someone else coming after him. Now, I'm going to have to stop the haircut, wash his hair. And he had the Murrays in his hair. It's not like he had other stuff. He had Murrays.
It's like the grease of all greases.
So it's like
I had a client the other day, a kid, his mom, I said, you ready? I'm not going to say it. That's my buddy, so I ain't going to play it with her name. But she know what I'm talking about, and she watching too. Definitely. So she gonna grind me up. But I said, take him Aiden to get his hair washed. And she said, damn, I said his name. Oops. She said, no, I just washed it. I said, when? She said 2 days ago.
Oh no.
Bruh. I said,
that
what?
Okay.
Trust me.
That's another thing too. Transitioning from New York to Philly. In New York, the average barbershop don't shampoo.
Yeah.
It's about numbers. It's about, getting people spinning that chair, getting you in and out, in and out.
I remember 4 or 5 years ago, myself, D. Brown, and another barber I don't feel as though I want to mention, we did Building Better Barbers, and we did a tour up and down the East Coast. And when we was going to these shops and doing these seminars and classes, people was like, oh, y'all shampoo here? Oh, y'all shampoo? Oh, y'all shampoo? Y'all shampoo? Yes. And, I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, y'all wash? I'm like, no, we don't wash. Wash is what you do to your body. Shampoo is what we do to your hair and your beard. And they're like, oh, y'all shampoo the beards? Yeah, it's hair. Like, we shampoo that, the skin, everything. That's why with Philly, they was getting, that precision line and stuff like that. And a lot of people I used to hear the barber thing. People used to always say, like, oh, Florida barber's the best. New York barber's the best. This kid, I don't get into all that best stuff. But I do it like this. At the end of the day, every barber that considers himself the best went to this one person class one day in time, and that person is Kenny Duncan. And where's he from? Philly. So, and I don't care who you are, you went to a Kenny Duncan class. He's a lead educator for Andis.
It's funny that you said that, because 2 weeks ago we were talking about the IBS hair show, and how I said, first off, with the IBS hair show, the older generation might not like it, because the older generation really doesn't like when the new generation is coming up. And number two, in 2002, when I first went there, the only thing at the end of this booth was Ivan Zoot, ScissorSalute to Ivan Zoot, and he was doing a flat top, a lot of energy. But I seen Kenny Duncan there, one of the originators, and at the time I seen Kenny Duncan, he would tell you that the end of his booth was no bigger than like a regular classroom. Now you go to the IBS hair show, there's outlets to barbering everywhere, and the Andis booth is more like an Andis corner. And you get to see special educators there, Success Addict is there, Kenny Duncan is there. It's just great to see where barbering has come when you go to the IBS hair show. And if you're someone like me who's seen it back in 2002, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now the Babylers booth is more like a Babylers market. They probably dropped $200,000 on their booth. That's how big their booth is.
That's crazy.
They have like 3 or 4 side stages with a main stage. And not to mention all the different stands where you can buy different tools. They have a booth just for you to buy barbering tools. They have a booth for you to buy a blow dryer and other accessories that Babylers offers. You have a Walls booth. You have an Oster's booth. You're now going to probably see a JRL booth. And then you have different product lines ranging from J. Ramos to the lay right booth, and there's barbers, independent barbers going over, and then of course the major league barbering of it that brings and has competition there. They have the student competition, the professional competition. So it's great to see where barbering has become. AJ, yourself, again, 7 years into doing this, you seem like you want to get into you said Chink the Barber was your mentor. You want to get into mentoring as well in education. What, if you was to educate, what would be the benefits of me attending your class?
The benefits of going to an AJ the Barber class would be social media management, also knowing how to change mindset, meaning going from thinking that barbering is a hustle to barbering is a career. A lot of barbers out here, or a lot of, not even just barbers, barbers and people, let's say just regular civilians, are taking barbering not as serious. They look at barbering as a hustle. When people say, "Oh no, you can't retire from barbering. There's no 401k from barbering," I can teach that. If you show a person how to do things and implement it in their everyday life, you can retire. You can have a pension.
The BBA is now offering that, the Barber and Beauty Association. Yeah. Dante ScissorSalute to Dante Financial is usually here in the studio, but he's not here tonight. He's here?
Yeah, I saw him.
Dante's here? Yeah. Oh, okay. So we have Dante Financial, who is the creator of the BBA, who is now offering retirement alternatives. At the same time, medical insurance for females that are in our profession, maternity leave, retirement benefits. So now we feel is the time for that to happen. It's funny that you're mentioning it, and it's here already. So
that's good. That's good because I've been saying this for the last I don't know how many years, and I've been telling people invest in yourself. You spoke about young men going to the barber battles. Go there and ask for a receipt. Because you're investing in yourself. But you know what that receipt will help you? Taxes. You're investing in yourself.
That's one of the things. It's funny that you mentioned taxes because that's another thing with the BBA. Now, you're not going to be able to be unlicensed and get in the BBA. You're going to have to be a licensed barber who does their taxes with the BBA. And it's a win-win situation. The government gets to see and recognize the potential that this profession has. Number two, although I'm guilty, we're no longer going to have to rely on our significant other to show something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, we get in where we fit in, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. Again, AJ was talking about hustle and it being a career. But, we're going to get back to that, and we're going to ask you a specific question that deals with that. But right now, you mentioned that retirement thing. And it's great that you talk about coaching and money management, something that needs to be taught. And it's not that it needs to be taught. It's something that needs to be heard. So these barbers, hairstylists, anybody in the profession, whether it's makeup artists, tattoo artists, need to recognize and realize this is a profession, what we do, but it's only a profession as serious as you're going to take it. It's only as serious as what you're going to take it. Now, back to the question I was going to ask you. Now, we're talking about seriousness. Tell me, in your opinion, the difference between someone who cuts hair and a barber. Because, we know the two. We know people are juggling it. We have people that cut hair that say that they're barbers, and then we have people that are barbers just looking at them like, bruh.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. Those that are barbers are people that you see doing something, or they take this barbering industry or cutting hair, as they would call it, and use it for a fad. They want to use it just for the image or just for women, or just to say they do it and it'll be cool or in a certain atmosphere. True barbers are those that are true professionals. You have a schedule. You might take appointments only, which I strongly suggest. You're in the shop. Your professionalism is there. Your client retention is there. You're making sure client service is everything. These are things that all matters because what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And if someone sees you taking your profession or career seriously, that's what they'll give you back.
Right.
You know, whatever
It's a
energy
different
you put out,
approach.
that's the same energy you get back. So if these guys out here, oh, I need the latest Jordans, or I need this, I need that, I'm in it for the clothes, and then women, I don't care, oh, I get in there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or I stay there till overnight. No, it's no such thing. You should have a set schedule like everyone else.
Because if not, you treat it like a hustler.
You treat
And
it
I
like
say
a
all day
hustle.
long.
Well, that's another thing. One thing that I want to touch on because you just mentioned. Oh, and look, she adding the
Wow.
waves to the pixie. Yes, she is. She's adding the waves right there. You can see a little technique that she's using. She's using the iron right there, and you
Dope.
could tell that she's very comfortable in her zone.
And she got a nice
Man, I
watch
wish
on.
she was mic'd up so I could ask about universal precautions when using the iron.
And she
She's
is-
mic'd up,
And she got a nice watch on.
Nelly. Oh no, you got to turn it on.
It's on, I think.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
we hear you.
Check
Just real quick before I get into it, give us some universal precautions that you take when using that iron. What is your caution number one?
Well, this is an iron. This iron goes all the way to I think it is 460. This is a Red Pro iron. So I don't go too close to the scalp because most of my clients, 90% of them are relaxed. So I don't go too close to the scalp. I kind of go maybe about 2 centimeters away from the scalp so it doesn't, the smoke doesn't kind of hit their head.
So when the hair's relaxed, you're relying on the eye to be 2 centimeters away, or you're using the finger length to identify that 2 meters? Using your fingers on your left hand to identify where you're going to go with the iron?
I think it's just me
Just
just
eye?
She a
just
goat
feeling
at
it.
this.
Well, that's what I'm seeing. I'm watching it and I'm seeing it like, okay, maybe she's using a finger as a guide, but I definitely like what you're doing right there. I did not know that you were going to add the waves to that.
And she's fast.
Yes. Okay, so now let's get back to what I was touching up on, just to go off of what AJ was saying. Barbers, hairstylists, anybody who's using a container that you got to spin the top off and dip your fingers in. Don't be that barber. This is my advice now. You can take it how you're going to want to take it. Don't be that barber complaining about clients coming in the shop with Gucci belts and a fistful of money and not handing you the money that you feel you deserve, and dipping your fingers in any type of beard butter or hair gel to put it in your client. Please be the big baller barber that you feel that you are. Take your to Walmart and get yourself dipsticks. So
Or
make
the
sure
99 cent
you're using
store. They have them at the
dipsticks.
99
I said
cent store.
dipsticks to dip into the product first, put it in your hand, and then put it on the canvas. What I mean by that, we take the great brand Maestro's Classic.
Amen.
Now, if you're a barber and you want to, show the client, okay, let me try this product on your beard. Don't be dipping your fingers in that beard butter and then put it in your hand and then putting it on their beard.
It's unsanitary.
Come on, man. Put the dipstick or grab a piece of paper towel, dip it in the beard butter, put it in your hand, and then use it on your client. Take a fresh comb out of your jar, your Marvicide jar, and dip it into the gel. A fresh, clean comb. Don't dip your fingers into these products and put them on your hand and then put them on your hand. Talk about, I'm a barber. You should be sanitary.
Always.
Should definitely be sanitary. If you're at a hair show and you're showing your product, don't be that guy, don't be that product line dipping your fingers in the product like, go ahead, try it. I mean, we're barbers. If these barbers at these events are going to be graded when they're competing on their cleanliness when they're up there, if they're sanitary or not, because Chink, you've seen it before where they get points taken away because they're not sanitary. Don't be dipping your fingers in products and then putting it on the canvas, because then at that time, to me, you're just cutting hair.
Yeah, that's on the state board, right?
You're just cutting hair. I found out when I took my master's
State
at the
board,
ABI,
right.
where you're at that's where you go to school.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I took my master's, they had like a little window booth. I don't know if they still have. Everybody's face was pressed up against there. I'm like, what the? And then I had the Pro Shave at the time. There was really no pump gel and none of that. I had the Pro Shave, and they told me how to get dipsticks. I was like, dipstick? So I had to find some dipsticks or whatever. But it made sense in my head. I was like, it clicks. Now I got the Pro Shave. Anybody who's been cutting hair back in the 90s or whatever, that Pro Shave was the go-to thing. Now, we didn't have them gel pumps.
Yeah, I just showed somebody about that Pro Shave.
So we had the Pro Shave, And it just made sense. I'm gonna dip my finger, put it on, and I didn't have enough. Let me dip it back in
We
there.
can't even use
And then
brushes.
it just-
We're not supposed to use brushes.
Oh,
We're
no,
not supposed
you-
to use neck dusters.
Well, you're not supposed to use. You're not supposed to use a fade brush. You're not supposed to.
Right.
But I will tell you this: if you're a barber and
You
you're
need a
using a
brush.
fade brush and you're not switching them around, that's just not right. Why use a fade brush if you're like, yo, Eli, them things cost a lot of money? Then go to Sally's and get the things that they clean the nails with, and then use that. They're $1
Right.
a piece.
But at the same time, this is when it come into play when everyone should get their hair shampooed. Because if everyone hair
Clean,
shampooed,
right.
their hair is
True.
clean getting into your
Yes,
chair.
you
I
don't
don't
know
have a
about that.
problem going from client to client to client to client.
There's somebody in their
because
living room standing
they-
up clapping right
because
now.
their hair,
Yes.
because their hair is clean.
Already clean
Their
before.
hair is clean. Like I said,
Yeah.
clean is mandatory. It go a long way. It's not just about the cut. It's a little bit all the way around.
Right.
So if you properly sanitizing and cleaning the hair,
beginning to
the
end.
beard, the neck, everything, because you just don't shampoo the beard. You trimming up the neck, the hair, the ears. All this have to be shampooed.
Man,
okay?
I'm charging.
Listen,
Man,
no.
I'm about to go to Philly.
No.
'Cause I'm
Listen.
charging, man.
Listen.
How much is the shampoo? That's
The
mandatory.
shampoo, they
but
start
you
at
charge-
$5.
Okay.
Okay, but we use
That's
a
what we
company,
charge, too.
basically we use a carbon tea tree shampoo for a lot of clients that suffer from dandruff, dry scalp, psoriasis. We got a clarifying shampoo that will strip your hair of damn near everything, but you allow it to put it back in so you have a clean surface. It's like drawing on a white piece of paper. When you're trying to draw on a piece of paper that's already scribbled on, it's kind of hard to do.
Yes.
Even down to some clients have hair coming out the ears or out the nostrils. So we clean they nostrils, they go in the bathroom and clean their nostrils. Okay, why? Because I'm using one of my machines to clean that hair out your nostrils. Because I'm giving you a grooming experience. So all that stuff coming into play, but at the same time, if you go to a doctor's office and get a Band-Aid, they charging your insurance company at least $7 for it. Insurance company probably pay $2, but they're not giving you nothing for free.
Right.
So why should you give something away for free? My haircut started at $40. When you leave out, like your cut right now, it started at 40, but by the time you leave out, I'm gonna get 50 or 55 from you.
I mean, if you're fading the boogers out my nose, hell yeah, I'm gonna get 50. You fading my nose hairs. I am, Lord knows, I got a party favor right now at this left nostril right here like this. As soon as you said that, he looked right at that nose hair like, that's gonna cost you 45, Eli.
And also, barbers, is when we talked about benefits and stuff like that, I just got a surgery December 18th. I got a bursa removed from my right knee. Okay, I got Aflac. So while I'm out of work, okay, even though I was out for 2 weeks, and I ain't gonna say how long, but Aflac looking out. He's still looking out.
It's
You have
disability, right?
Aflac. If there's Aflac, there's Combined. Those are accident insurance outlets. Again, the BBA is rounding everything up. If you would like to sit down with Dante Financial and talk to Dante Financial, member of the BBA, the creator, there's really nothing that is not covered when it comes to the BBA. Even for females in our profession, are going to have the option for maternity leave. I mean,
dope.
come on.
That's
dope.
great.
And if you didn't hear that, if I had to rewind that. Even for the females in the profession, they're going to have the option for maternity leave. So there's pretty much not too much that's not covered by the BBA. And it's great that you mentioned Aflac and Combined. If you don't know what that is accident insurance. Hey, we all like to live in our profession. We like to handle our business, and we also like to live. Why not secure how you're living by protecting yourself?
Yes.
That's just it. We get that money in our hand, and a few of us might need some coaching. You might need, there's nothing wrong with that, with having a mentor, which not only teaches you the ins and outs of the profession, but also might teach you about a little bit of responsibility. And look at y'all, that she ready to
I need
go.
my hands
She
up
ready
right
to
now.
go.
on that one.
I want that in my bed. I want them waves in my bed right there.
Listen, and
looking like I'm from Rome, coming out there. Some Zeus. I'll be leaving out of here looking like Zeus.
When I got the offer to get on the show, ScissorSalute told me, he said, listen, you got a barber and stylist, you got the whole show. I said, yeah. So our first two people I thought about was AJ and Nelly. Like I said before, when I did the Building Better Barbers tour with 2 barbers from Philly, I feel as though they was known locally, but not nationally. And I already had a name and a buzz, and I went to help them out and get their name out there, and they definitely got a great name now. And the same thing I saw in them 2 fellas, I see in AJ and Nelly.
AJ, when you moved from New York to Philly,
Yes.
was it a difficult process building your clientele? How did that work?
Building the clientele, it wasn't too hard. Especially it started with just networking, just being around the right people. You got to surround yourself with people that you want to be like. For instance, right here, you got to surround yourself with people that already have the stature already. They have the stat. They already have the structure already made, and that's willing to actually show people the way. Barbers coming into the game like myself. That's super important. And then you just gotta practice that. Practice. What I did for me was like a lot of advertising. A lot of advertising was everything. Me doing advertising, doing specials, doing discounts, doing things to bring people in so I could show my true skill. You gotta start off with that. When you start off with that, then once you get the person in your chair, it's about customer service. Your customer service gotta excel from the others. Because it's like, what's gonna separate you from Joe Schmo next to you in the chair possibly, and also the next barber shop that's around the corner, another shop that's down the block. What's going to separate you from these people? And for me, it's client service. Customer service is everything.
It's to me. Number one.
Yeah,
I definitely believe for a lot of people that are getting into the profession, again, if you're in the New York area and you're doing the apprentice program, I always recommend. Now I recommend going to barber school. The cut does matter. Hairlines matter. Haircuts matter. But say your haircut 1 through 10 is a 6. There is still availability for you to make a great amount of money. And that is keying in and directing your focus on profession, being professional, and service. So again, the point what I'm saying is you could be a 1 through 10, you could be a 6 barber, where your haircut, the top haircut that comes out of your chair is a 6. On a good day, a 6.5. You can still capitalize and make money in this profession by your services. Maybe you cut a 6, 6.5, but you have this touch with kids. You have this amazing touch with kids, you're professional, you make the kids feel comfortable. You're going to be able to make just as much money as that number 10 barber with the haircut. It's great, number 10. And as you know, I know I'm not the only person. We have a lot of experience to the left of me. Nellie's also in the studio. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. We've been around some great people in this profession. Great. But they like to show up late. They like to take extended breaks. They pick and choose who they want to cut. That person comes in I'm gonna go smoke a bogey. Yo, but you have to, nah, I'm gonna go smoke a bogey. They see that the shop's getting busy or the place is getting busy, they leave or whatever. And these are the barbers these are people in our profession that they lay it down. I mean, everybody respects them, like, yo, this guy's nice. But here we got the one barber, again, best haircut that comes out of his chair might be a 7.5. But you know what? He gets there early. He cuts in the trenches. He might get himself a protein smoothie and keep it at his station as opposed to taking a long extended break. And he's scheduled for that hour break, but he sees the traffic coming in, so he's there. Got great professor. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the establishment. That's the difference, what we're talking about here. You can become great and get a better haircut, and that comes with experience, but you got to realize some people just have that natural touch. If you did art when you were in high school and you was able to draw and like, wow, you impress people with drawings, and now you pick up the tools, you're probably going to be a lot more further in this profession than someone who's been doing it for 10 years. You just have that natural touch. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to make that money that person has accumulated over the years because maybe they're a people person. Their professionalism is good. Their service is A1. They're not coming with the duster. They're coming with the hair dryer. To get the hair off, whatever. They're welcoming people. As opposed to someone that's just not a people person. But that haircut is great. And you know what? Everyone's getting the niches, everything balances out.
Definitely do.
Because that one person that is a 10, it balances out because people want that crazy haircut and they deal with it. There used to be a barber where I worked. His haircut style was maybe not what we would all like. He had, you know what it was? He had a lot of clients that liked the extra high taper, extra high skin taper. Now, what I was taught, you like that taper to be right here. You keep this nice and dark, hit that nice edge up, whatever. Ooh, you know, nice and smooth. We call it a smoothie. That's what we called it. I'm gonna hit you with the smoothie. Well, his client got on my channel and hit him with the smoothie, and he looked at me like, "You're not done." He literally they wanted a taper like that comes like this.
Yeah, the aggressive taper.
As opposed to a taper that comes, let's just say the taper goes from 8 o'clock, if you got a clock, the taper goes from 8 to 2. They want that taper going from 8 to 1 or 8 to 12. And I like to use the clock system.
Military.
When you hear me talk on the show, I always talk about a clock system. Whether you're fading and you're setting up a setup line, your setup line is going to go from 6 to 12, but your fading line is going to go from 7 to 1 or from 5 to 11. And you want to use the corner. Again, I say this because if you haven't cut hair, if you haven't picked up tools, and you're going from 6 to 12, you're just going to keep on making a whole bunch of lines. That's it. And it all depends on how you're doing. I like to bring that up, and I reference the clock system because people are able to relate to it, especially when it comes to edging up over the ears. I always say, well, go from 3 to 12, or go from 9 to 12, and, you know, use the corner of the blade, you know. So, I mean, you know, this is things that I like to cover.
That's facts, though.
Because we have hairstylists that watch the show. Again, at the beginning of the show, we were talking about support. We've had classes, a school in El Paso, they watch the show, a school in Denver, they used to watch the show, and we have a school in Florida. So sometimes, you know, I like to give a little bit of gems, the gems that I know. You know, other people have shared a couple of their gems. You know, like I know the hair fiber is big right now. The hair fiber is like, I'm cutting someone's hair at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they have to go out at night. They're coming back for their hair fiber.
Definitely.
And they're paying, and they don't care. So we have Dante Financial here. He's going to be joining now. We're probably going to go to the panel format in these last 15 minutes. Again, talk to him about the creator of the BBA. Yes. You had a couple things that you wanted to touch up on?
Yeah. ScissorSalute to everyone out there. This is Dante, Financial. Matter of fact, Financial. Dante Stevenson, founder of the BBA. I said we were going to do a big announcement. And that big announcement, we will be announcing 3 of the companies that will be that the BBA will partner up and that will bring benefits to. Because I mean, you know, a lot of people, you know, it's been whispers about, is the BBA even real? Is he just talking the talk, or is he really talking the walk? They are actually companies. And just to let people know that the BBA is real, because, you know, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't.
Right.
So to kill the whispers, here's some numbers for you. 8244261108. That is the BBA tax ID number. To anybody that might feel that the BBA is not real, go look that up. Then once again, that number is 8244261108. Now, with that being said, one of the companies that will be partnered with the BBA is Foresters Financial. Why I chose them? Because unlike a lot of these other companies, they're a Canadian company, so they don't pay taxes. They give a lot back to each member. So let's say there's a Disney show going on in Philly. You got kids you remember, guess what happened? They might send you tickets to Disney. It's a lot of perks with having insurance. So the second company that will be, I'm not gonna get too much in detail to each company, but if you're at IBS this weekend, we will be having brochures out. Yep.
It is?
Yep. So the brochures will have the company's information, or if you want more information, please reach out to me about Foresters. The second company is Transamerica. Reason why? Because a lot of people don't know that Transamerica is, when it comes to group insurance, they're one of the best insurance companies. If you don't believe me, ask anybody that have MTA. Ask anybody that have a city job. 9 times out of 10, their life insurance is through Transamerica. Third company, and this is gonna be the last company I will be naming today. Other companies will be named in the future. And just to get y'all an idea, it's not gonna be 3, 4, 5. This is a super package. What I mean by super package, you know, you got like the Golden State Warriors, team full of shooters. This is what the BBA is. Team full of shooters.
So basically, you can rely on the BBA in the clutch.
Put it like
It's
this.
coming down the line, you can rely on us on the clutch.
Put it like this.
Tell us. Talk something. Don't throw the watch.
Nah, I ain't gonna throw the watch.
I thought you was about to.
Nah. Just about to talk the talk.
I don't know if you was about to be serious. Be like, listen.
I'm put it like this. If something go wrong in the market, don't call me. Don't call me if your money crash. If the market crash. Do anybody know why don't call me?
Why?
Because you're not losing no money with the BBA. Straight conservative investments. This is everything you're gonna be with the BBA, conservative. If the market crash, your money don't lose. You don't lose any money. Everybody that got 401ks do. We don't deal with 401ks. We don't deal with taking a loss. If you want to take a loss, continue to do what you're doing by not investing to the BBA. That's taking a loss.
I see what you. So I see what's being said here with the BBA. So, and I have to say this because this is my partner right here, Dante, and I will say this. With the BBA, we're looking at security, and it's not a gamble. This is something that's it's gonna make the profession legit. It's gonna legitimize the profession. And through the different companies, and why he's naming off these companies is that everybody lives by the Google. Everybody's a Googler, the Googliest of the Googlers. Google Forest Financial, Google Transamerica, Google Lincoln. Lincoln. Well, you mentioned all three of them.
No, I did.
And the number.
I didn't mention number 3.
824.
I didn't mention number 3.
426.
It's
I
cool.
mentioned
It's
it.
Lincoln Financial. You know why I choose Lincoln Financial? Because they're number 2 when it comes to index products. When it comes to index products, they're number 2. They're a top 500 Fortune company. I'm giving you the best companies out there.
And what were the other? This is 3. You mentioned you came here with a couple brochures last time.
Yeah.
Give that tax ID one more time.
8244-26108. Pete, I'm telling you this. I'm not trying to sell you anything. What I'm trying to do is educate you. That lifestyle that you have now, that you created for your family and yourself, that's what the BBA is about. It's to maintain that same lifestyle at retirement. And to do you one even better, I got another announcement to make. For all you barbers that's going to retire the next year or 2, I can't help you with retirement, but what I can do is give you final expense, some life insurance, and also the BBA. And I can't say I don't mean but the BBA could also, by you start putting into this when the BBA gets unrolled, you qualify for Medicare. As a barber that's about to retire, how key is that?
That's major.
Yeah.
Well,
what job is going to give you as a retiree is going to give you Medicare when you retire? You tell me a profession that's going to give you that. Matter of fact, you tell me a profession that's going to give you 4 retirement, up to 4 retirement plans, up to 2 disability plans, up to a great health insurance, also up to 2 life insurance.
And education as well. There's going to be educators in the BBA. So if you're worried about, oh, well, you know what, I'm going to be paying this per month, you know, how I'm going to take care of education. The BBA is going to be also having educators that, you know, as far as keeping you up to date with the latest trends or whatever. So that's going to be, again, the maternity leave. Everything is going to be, it's constantly growing. New ideas are coming with the BBA, and it's constantly growing. Yes, it's new. Yes, we need the petition signed, so you can go to Dante Financial on Instagram and click the link in his bio and fill out the petition, because the petition is going to be needed. With that being said, we're going to ask everybody to go to the main stage. But before everyone goes to the main stage, and then Dante is going to continue on to the main stage, we are going to do one more drop for our sponsor of the month, which is, hold up, because I got to keep on traveling up. It is the Cut app. So if we can get that Cut app video up. The Cut is a mobile platform re-imaging the barbershop experience. Their easy-to-use app connects talented barbers with clients who need them. They handle scheduling, payments, and branding too. More than 10,000 barbers around the country trust them to manage and grow their business. Download the free app. So we can just keep that image up. We're going to ask everybody to go to the main stage. We're going to let
He was charged with I watched this dude change his life, man.
Just growing up being a sleep kid with my brother, just wanted to be a different kid and have fun. Make my mom, my grandma proud. Stay out their way. For the news, the music videos, actually being in motion pictures. Just wanted to think outside the box and be different than everybody else. For the fans and the supporters, wanted to build my own brand.
The barber, he's one of the most inspirational people I've known. The man runs marathons, he raises great kids, he gives the young homies advice.
Oh, we're here back on the show. Oh, this mic's on. Okay, so we're going to let Dante Financial wrap that up, the segment that we were just doing.
Yes, just real quick, getting back to the whole Medicare. Even as a 25-year-old barber, 35-year-old barber, and hairstylist, you are going to retire. So there will be a special account that goes for your Medicare, for your retirement. Because once you retire, who's going to pay for your health insurance? The goal of the BBA is to, like I mentioned before, is to keep that same lifestyle you have. You know, you want to have it at retirement age. You don't want life to be difficult as you get older. You want it to become easy. You grind now to live better later. You don't live good now and then grind at retirement age. It's backwards. Your body's all broken down. Got to start preparing now. And that's what the BBA is here for. So with that being said, please everyone go sign a petition. We need these signatures. The reason why we need these signatures, so when it's time to go to these companies, not only, I'm going to them now, but strength is with numbers. If I say I got potential 5,000 members, you don't think that these companies are going to back this industry? There's no company backing this industry. This is something new, and it's organic, and it's real. So you haven't signed that petition, please go to my link, DONTAY_financial, and sign. Please, we need these signatures. And like we mentioned before, the first 3 companies that we will be partnering up with is Foresters Financial, Transamerica, and Lincoln Financial. ScissorSalute, please go sign, and thank you for the support, everyone. And also, real quick, go see that. Oh,
I got it right here.
You had me going crazy.
Well, first off, I'd like to bring Chiquita over here. It's his birthday.
Oh,
yeah.
Pisces.
Pisces in the building.
Pisces. Pisces.
I'd like to ScissorSalute Chiquita right here and wish him a happy birthday. And anybody who wants to see him, anybody who wants to see Chiquita real quick, hold up. Go ahead, let them know how they can find you.
917 Albany Avenue, between Church and Linden. Finish Touch Barbershop. My telephone number is 347-418-1475. ScissorSalute to all the barbers out there. Peace, love. Live with peace. Look out for each other. Different diversity come together. I'm my boy Safri, and my boy Eli, my boy Insurance, my boy Chi.
There you go. Well, listen, here's something that's really big, something that I noticed. Dante Financial, right? Dante Stevens, he put out the tax ID number, right? This guy's business card has his unique ID number for his barber. And I'm going checking out his business card. I'm like, he got his unique ID number. And ScissorSalute to that. Once again, we have Chink the Barber. Chink the Barber is mic'd up. I'm going to do this. Chink the Barber presents From Nothing to Something documentary release party, March 4th, 2018, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the B-Side Complex, 939 North Delaware Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. From there, Chink the Barber, take it from there. What can we expect on the documentary and this event as well?
Well, with the documentary, just sharing my life and stories, my trials and tribulations. A lot of people think they know me, but they really don't have no idea. This right here will give you an in-depth story about me coming up on the north side of Philly. And trust me, if you can make it on the north side of Philly, you can make it anywhere. So sharing my stories, experiences I went through, and I went through some real hard stuff. By the grace of God is the only reason why I'm here in front of y'all. So support, download the Chink the Barber app, free on iTunes, Android. Pre-order the documentary, free posters and shipped to you, special surprises. At the release party, I got live music, I got poetry, I got live art by Chuck Styles, Philly-owned Chuck Styles. I got Geek Clothing Line, I got Kiki Vodka, free drinks. This is gonna be an amazing event. Like I said, if y'all know me well. Anything I do, I put a good stamp on it. It's gonna be well.
I forgot there was one question I wanted to ask you, Chink, and then we're gonna ask the same question for AJ. Did you see it? Increase during the Super Bowl? Did you see an increase in traffic towards your shop? Because out here, when the Yankees or the Giants are on the main stage in their sports, the traffic is heavy.
Well,
the traffic is heavy. Did you see a lot of traffic?
For my barbers that take walk-ins, yes. For myself, no. Like I said, by the grace of God, I'm booked every week and 2 weeks out.
Okay, so regardless.
For me, I'm still not being
So
humble,
that's
being
goals.
humble-wise. But far as my barbers that work in the shop that take walk-ins and my stylists, hell yeah.
Message, you heard what the man's saying, right? So the message that what he's saying is, it's great to be busy Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but make sure that you work it so where you're busy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. AJ, do you see like a crazy increase?
Likewise, like I said, I've been blessed to be booked. So I don't really do walk-ins during that time frame, but I'll shop at the Classics Hub. We located right on Broad Street, on 2116 South Broad Street.
Go ahead, plug it. Go ahead, let it go.
And for us, the parade was on Broad Street, so it was right in front of the shop. So we had a,
I'm short. I'm still standing on the
Skybox, yeah.
What's going on out there?
Yeah, it's literally Skybox.
Someone bring me a booster.
Yeah. So for those that do take walk-ins and stuff like that, they did see an influx of
And
customers.
AJ, you know what? We didn't get to do what we usually do. AJ, before we let you leave the ScissorSalute show, please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and all your social media information that you'd like to share with us. Please do so now. The stage is yours.
Definitely. You can find me on Instagram at AJ the Barber 1, AJDA Barber number 1 on the IG platform. Also, you can get in contact with me via phone 347-300-2172.
And Nelly, same thing to you. Please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you and all your social media information that you'd like to share with us. Please do so now.
My social media is I am Miss Nelly, IAMMISSNELLY_. And you can get in contact with me at 267-773-0887.
Okay, there's enough of us. So everybody, we're going to do the ScissorSalute sound off.
Sing real quick.
Everybody put their hands in right here. Do the ScissorSalute sound off. Come on. Yeah, come on, New York Queen, get in here. Okay, so when I say scissors, say salute and say it as loud as you can so they can hear us in Philly. Ready? Scissor! Salute! There you heard it right there. Hospital in Philadelphia, that's where my daughter got operated on for a tether cord. And again, we'd like to ScissorSalute the Lineup Inc. for throwing another successful event. Thank you so much. If you like house music, stay tuned to StrongIsland.tv, the quickest and fastest growing Facebook channel. And sorry I had to talk, I had to hand it in. Started. Sorry. My house show is up next. We're live.